Okay, so I got 5 minutes, 5 quick, short minutes to provide some value today. Number one, start making content for your business. Let's just start with that. So there is the first thing that I would say to focus on is you're going to want to focus strictly on the actions that you take in your business every single day. So think about the things that you commonly do, the types of work that you take on, and break it down into tasks. So basically, however you would be training a new team member, you want to think about, or if you're systematized in any way, shape, or form, maybe you are in a creative field like myself. The thing is, you want to get into it. You want to make sure that you're focusing on action. You want to focus on the things that you're doing, and get a good library of shots. You want to get a good, solid library of really beautiful, what we call B-roll content, which is just like secondary filler content that's authentic, that is like true to you, and it's not focused. It just helps enhance stories and helps give you some content to use when you're marketing. And I think this is like a really great practice to be in. And this is kind of like the first bedrock of everything that we do with companies. We focus on the action first. Then I would say really taking time to do an authenticity hour every day or every few days. Just set up a camera, film yourself talk, do or journal, but you want to get comfortable speaking on camera to where you're not afraid of being on camera. I think that's the second step. So I do like Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is the author of No BS Marketing. I like him because he's all about no BS. He's all about no BS marketing. A lot of people, he's a really great copywriter. And his whole thought is that if you're an owner of a business or you're CEO or whatnot, you're kind of the spokesperson for the company, no matter what. Like, you have to learn how to write copy. You have to learn how to write in the voice of your company. If you start offshoring your voice, then you're going to cause problems, I guess, in your business. So I really like that idea. I like that concept of, you have a practice that you're building up, and you need to, the voice, it doesn't matter if the voice is perfect or not, but if you've done something exceptional in your life, you have a great business, then you really need to be speaking. So you need to learn how to speak. You need to learn how to speak on camera, right? This is something that I've spent a lot of time trying to get better at that. Just being more comfortable on camera, speaking from my own voice and just being me. It's kind of hard. That's why I think that's why we have this Best Authentic Self podcast, because it's like really that we realized the secret recipe for creating any kind of good content was that, the people who do the best, they know who they are. They have their best authentic self. It's like the direction that we keep giving people who are non-actors is the same kind of advice that we've given actor, which is to live truthfully within the moment, within the now. And sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes it's difficult to just learn how to just turn off the mind that wants to edit, turn off the mind that wants to self-criticize, and just kind of flow. and it just takes some time to like massage yourself into it. But if you trust the process of just doing maybe an hour a day, or maybe even 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day of just turning the camera on and just speaking, you will be shocked at what you end up learning in the process. And then you'll want to start crafting things. You'll start wanting to put out more of a structure or a format, and you'll start learning your flow first, and then we can kind of come around that flow and kind of create content around that piece. As opposed to, I went online, I found this blog article saying this are the 6 ways you need to do things, or the 10 ways you need to do things, which is a really catchy title, of course. But what you want to do, you look at those 6 things in order, and you start accomplishing, you start doing that. Well, it may not work for you, right? You may need a different strategy that you haven't even thought of yet. But sometimes the strategy comes after the authenticity. So the best comes after the authentic content. The best comes later. So I want to encourage you to do that. So if you learn two things from me today, it is to focus on the actions of your company. Write down like a copious list of all the actions that you perform every day for your company that actually get to the result, right? So list all of those things out and write them out however you want to write them out. But that would be basically a shot list. And the shot list, we have seen shot lists for like 300 different actions, and you're like, oh my god! But yeah, that's not weird. Have like a lot of actions that we do, and we're going to separate that up. There's a whole process in figuring out how to showcase that visually, and then we're going to have you do authenticity hours, where you're just doing every single day. You're sitting in front of the camera, and you're talking, or you're going to share. You're going to share something. You could do it at the end of the day. You can do it at the beginning of the day, whenever your mind is most fresh. I would say that if you're, depending on your energy levels, I would say do it when you're most focused or most creative, depending on what do you feel like talking about. But whenever you feel the most connected to yourself, that's when you need to. Whenever you feel your most authentic, the most authentic self. And that doesn't mean that you have to have lights set up. It could even mean that you're just like out with your friends, and you just wanted to like break off and say, we've just been talking about XYZ. We've had this idea about a new merger idea that we have, and we're super pumped about it. All my stuff is like exaggeration, but you share the details about your merger and what you're thinking about it, who's going to be involved, the deadlines, the timelines, or you can give a tip, or you can tell a story and drive it home. It's limitless. But if you get into this idea of like, okay, I'm not necessarily in charge of posting this, I don't need to necessarily post this, but I need to get better at being on camera. That's a really good way to do it. So write down all those things. Write down all the different tasks that need to be done without any audio, and then start practicing an authenticity hour every day. And I guarantee you, within the next, you'll start seeing progress really quickly, and then you'll be in a position to where you'll feel more confident hiring people to come alongside you and kind of enhance that original work. But you have to do that original work in order for things to be successful and to be self-sustaining. You have to decide, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get better at writing out lists of things that I'm doing. And I'm going to get better at being more authentic on camera and communicating on camera. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next episode. It worth saying here, just quick shout out, if you guys want to start out with your content, if you want to generate some ideas, get in the nitty gritty, start practicing these things, go ahead and sign up for a 14-day trial at tag.expert/trial. You can go ahead and apply, and for the next 14 days, we're going to basically help you craft exactly what I'm talking about. We'll help you really get clear what kind of content you need to be creating from an authentic perspective, from who you are, no BS, which I love. And then if you're a talent or you're creative, jump into tag.expert/talent. We're looking for talented creators, collaborators all over the United States. In just about every city and state out there. We're looking for people who love to help and come alongside authentic people. We're going to marry you guys together and help you guys succeed with video. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video or podcast.